Okay, they were introduced to sexual practices the wrong way. They were introduced to it maybe via rape. They were introduced to it by friends talking about it, and therefore they were never introduced to it sacredly. Some people display certain behaviors and they want to believe that's a person's personality. They just like a lot of sex. We will know if it goes into greed, because if it's excess, it goes under greed. Now, if it goes, I remember dealing with a particular couple. Well, I dealt with one of them. The husband will not be pleased unless he made her very sad during sex. So whenever, as married people, they went to have sex, he would start telling her things that made her very sad and made her depressed. But he will only do it during sex. That is gone past personality trait. That now is a spirit, that's a narcissist that would have moved. Now you have a spirit that wants a victim. She must always play the role of the victim. Okay? That is no longer a personality trait. You're looking at a spirit here. Some men like people to be dressed up in a certain way. Want the wife to make a big donkey tail and bray like a donkey when they're having their time. Make funny noise. Some men want to look at a war roll while they're having sex. Yes, they want to put on a war roll and look at people killing one another doing these things. No, these are no longer in the personality traits. You would have gone past that. Sex is a sacred act. And therefore, when children are not taught it and they watch it on pornography and they see it on TV and they're miseducated, then they go and do that to children. And they're made to accept that. But one will have a conscience and say, no, this is not right. Something does not feel right about this. And therefore, you know you're no longer dealing with just a person. Oh, that is just the way he is. That's not the way he is. And that's not the way she is. Help needs to be sought spiritually. Amen? I can tell you, a lot of spirits are transferred during sex itself. Okay? So, whilst you have a lot of, your personality could show up during sex, right? A lot of spirits in the act, spirits enter. Okay, I've dealt with cases where people begin to be paralyzed because somebody went and have sex with somebody who they should not have. And therefore they transfer demons, just like you can transfer an STD. You can transfer demons to someone else sexually. All right? So always pay attention to people's sexual conduct and get them help when you realize that they are going, or if their desires start to go out of sacred boundaries. Because sometimes they start off well. For some people who are married, sometimes you're all good and they say, oh, I'm starting to get bored. What are you getting bored of? And you start to go and watch things. Next thing you go and buy handcuff for your wife. You want she handcuff you and beat you up. You know? All these strange things start happening. No, this is very true. Some people like a lot of licks during sex. You had to beat them bad. You know? And all these things, it's not so Ide. And so she is. They move from personality traits. And sometimes you can see when it starts, but what they do, they afraid to tell somebody. You're afraid to tell somebody, I like to watch little girls passing. Address that thing now. It's starting your personality. Your personality.